Hello my fellow heathens and welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for the support. It's been absolutely amazing. So I decided, I woke up today and I was like, you know, we need to do an OBS video. It needs to happen. I've had it on the sidelines for far too long. So that is exactly what we're going to be doing today. But first, can we just look at the OBS Studio 29 like patch notes? As we can see right here, all right. Look at this, OBS 29, baby. Look, it's so clean. It's so small. Why is the text so small? Anyway, let's just go ahead and get in here, all right? Due to changes to how display capture on Windows identifies and saves monitors, you will need to reselect your display for any existing capture sources. However, the changes also mean that displays will no longer potentially switch if anything has been unplugged or changed. Okay, so literally the biggest issue I had with OBS was anytime you unplug, if you have multiple monitors, yeah, like you have like one or two, right? I've had it happen where literally I've had to unplug and replug because for some reason that's how it works on my monitors, even though they have two HDMI's like inputs on the back. Couldn't do it. So I had to unplug it and then plug in my video capture device if I wanted to play my Switch, my Xbox, or my PlayStation. And every time that I unplugged it, every single time, I had to go back in to all my display captures, which is a lot, not gonna lie, but I had to like re-choose like which monitor it was. It would like switch it up, and then I had to do it like through all my scenes. It was really annoying. So OBS, finally. I'm not reading all this, like, you know, if you got the update for OBS 29, you can go through here, but basically it's saying, you know, we have new additional encoders. We have like 3-band EQ, which I like this right here for making simple adjustments to the levels on your audio. Audio is very important. These tools should be help out further fine-tune their audio setups. Yeah, we got audio, we got encoders, but out of all this, like, I'm not gonna lie, like I've read through this already, and this right here, like when it comes to replay buffer limits, that's nice. Muting of browser docks, that's really sweet. This baby right here, dynamic bitrate recovery improvements. Oh my god. Finally. Bitrate. If you have no idea what bitrate is, I'll give you a short, sweet summary of it, but bitrate is literally sending like video, like your video bitrate and audio bitrate over to like Twitch or wherever you're like streaming to, and like it has to process all that. Let's just say like this is a really good improvement, so GG's, good on you, OBS, for finally, you know, getting with that. The other thing that they added, apparently, or they said, was video capture devices. This includes, like, you know, your camera and your Elgato, you know, video capture device, or any video capture device that you might have. This could be a camera, could be a webcam, or a game capture, video capture device. But now supports frame rates above 60 FPS to automatically set up the audio input for many devices that previously required manual configuration. Special thanks to EPOS Vox. EPOS Vox? Am I saying that right? I know who this is. He tested out and like documented a bunch of things for OBS, and he's been like, he has a great like YouTube channel. Like definitely go check him out. So the first thing we're going to be doing is we are going to be creating scenes. That's the whole purpose of this video. I just want to talk about the patch notes in the beginning. So if you like anything, or you know, you want more content like this, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, because I will be posting videos weekly, every other week. I'm still working on the schedule, so please bear with me. IRL does happen sometimes, but I'll keep you all notified. Thank you again for the amazing support. We're going to be talking about making a starting soon scene. We're going to be making a just chatting scene. We're going to be making a gaming scene, and then we will make a ending scene as well. So that's 4 scenes. We're going to do static, and then we're going to do an MP4 file or animated scene, as it were, which it does utilize more resources, but I have something for that, and I have something special at the end of this video, by the way, so stick around for that as well. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna dive into OBS. For the purpose of the video, I'm just gonna go ahead and mute this because I just don't like seeing it. You know, don't need my mic. We just need to focus on our scene right over here. So let's go ahead and we're gonna right click on it. We're gonna rename this starting soon. All right, so now we have our starting soon. The next thing we need to do before we do anything else is go over to settings and then go over on video and make sure that we remember our base canvas resolution, because we're going to be utilizing Canva today. We need to know, and that the base canvas resolution is going to be what's going into OBS. Output is obviously where it'll be streaming and the quality on where it'll be going out as well. So let's go ahead. And we're going to dive into Canva. So Canva is literally the get-all place. You know, we can do thumbnails for YouTube videos. We can do anything we want, really. You know, when it comes to Twitter, when it comes to anything that you want to make, create, this is the place to do it. It is absolutely phenomenal. I am not sponsored by Canva by no means. I would like to be one day. Who knows? Maybe it'll happen. You know, it just depends. But I really do like utilizing this website because it is the one stop and shop for any content creator, or if you're a media marketer, this is the place. So when we go in here, when we're making our starting soon, we're going to start off making a static, which is a static image, so it will not be moving. And all we got to do is click on create design, and then we're going to click on custom size, and then right here we're going to input 1920 by 1080. It already has recents of, you know, that's another thing that I like about it. It keeps like what you input in here. This is why we needed to get the base canvas resolution. So we're going to hit create new design, and then after it loads up, let's go over all the tools on the left hand side here. The top one is going to be a design. So these are pre-made templates that you can utilize and sort of give you an idea on what you're going to be utilizing as well. And so like if I go in here and I type in, I could literally just type in starting soon. And as you can see, there's already pre-made templates that we can utilize if we wanted to. You know, if I wanted to use something that someone, you know, already created and everything else, all I'd have to do is adjust and, you know, change the text at the very bottom and everything else. But for the purpose of this video, we will not be using a template. And again, it should be recognized that with Canva, you do have the pro version and you have the free version. If it has a crown next to it and it says pro, you do need to be a subscriber, which is $12.99 per month US currency. I don't know what it is in other countries, but it's roughly $13 US currency. So whatever it is for you, it's around that. So we'll go with it. So because we are doing this tutorial, I will be only utilizing the free version. So since we're making a starting soon and we are making this a static, we don't want a video template anyways to start with. So let's go ahead, we're going to click on elements, and during this process I'm going to be using simple things, very abstract. So like if I click on photos, just scroll down, you know, you can type in like abstract, and we're just going to use something that doesn't really have like too much to it in the background, too much going on, because we don't want the background to take away from what we're doing. So I'm just going to click on this one right here. I'm going to keep it very subtle, very clean. We're going to go ahead, I'm going to stretch this out. There we go. And now we already have our starting soon. We can keep it as such, you know. So all I have to do now is if I go on the left hand side again, I can actually upload if I have any photos of my own, which I'm not going to click on because I got some other things. You don't need to be looking in there, okay? I got some other projects I'm working on and don't want to give out any spoilers for all the things that I got cooking up in my brain. But we are going to go over to text right over here. They have add a heading, which is what we're going to be doing. It is a heading. They have subheading, and then they have a body of text if you wanted to do a paragraph. And if you scroll down, they already have combinations for us to utilize. For the purpose of this video, we're just going to do the free one. So let's click on glow, and we're going to resize this real quick. And we're going to call this starting soon. Then we're going to stretch this out right here. There we go. Now, another thing I like about this is that we can also go over here to the very top, and we have multiple options for font, which I really enjoy about Canva. I'm going to use one of my recent ones. You all are more than welcome to pause the video and copy any of the fonts that I use. I personally do like using League Spartan. There's also Horizon that has a good one, but League Spartan's really clean. So we're going to be utilizing that for this. So it is going to change, you know, the font size and everything depending on the font you do choose. We're going to stick with 144 for the font size. I'm going to change the color over to black because the glow, we're going to make this pop out. You have color, we could choose bold, italic, underline at the very top. Then we have something really neat, and this one right here is called effects. Now, this is where the glow actually comes from. It's called neon, and we can actually change the intensity with this slider. And I like to make it 100% because it really makes it stand out. It's very clean design. You know, it pops out. And we're just going to stick with that. Something simple, something easy. All we have to do now is go on the top left corner where it says File, go down to Download, and then you'll see on the right-hand side where we have what type of file we can create. If you click on the drop-down, you'll have JPEG, PNG, all the standard different types of files you can have. We're just going to stick with PNG. Standard 1920 by 1080. The Pro version is the only kind of version you can get to make a transparent background, compressing the file for lower quality, but we're just going to go ahead and download it. Okay, from there, now that we have our background for our starting soon, all we got to do is go down to sources, click this little plus sign right here, and we're going to click on image, and we are going to call this starting soon background. And then I always like to put .img for image so I know what my sources are. Keeps things, you know, organized. Go to browse, and if we actually go to downloads right here, then it will be called starting soon because that's the text that we put into the image. And then there you go. Just like that. We now have a static starting soon. It's very clean. It's very subtle. You get the picture. Now we are going to create a video. So we need to go over here. We can click on create design, or we can go ahead and click on videos right here. And then it's already set to 1920 by 1080. And then we're just going to click on create a blank. It's going to pull up a blank canvas for us. And once it does that, we can again go through all the templates. I won't be doing that through this video. Another thing I do want to add though is that at the very top, you're going to see these 3 lines. You can actually like apply like different colors that suit you. You could choose language. And another thing that we can do is if we go over to elements and I type in, you know, I'll just click on background since I recently looked that up. We can actually click on these filters and we can apply different orientation, square, vertical, horizontal. Do you want a static animation? Do you want animated, cutouts only? And again, free or pro version. So if you are utilizing the free version, we'll just go ahead and click on that. And we do want an animated one since we are doing that. So we'll click apply. Then we're going to go ahead and click on videos. Now it's just going to show every single video that we can utilize for free for starting soon. So, you know, depending on what your theme is for your channel or how you're trying to capture the essence, that all depends on you. I'm going to click on just a random one. So we're going to use this cloud of smoke. So we're just gonna go ahead, we're gonna stretch this so it fits on the screen, drop this down at the very bottom. Or another quick way of doing this is you can actually right click and just set video as background. So now that we have our background, the next thing we're gonna do is the same thing we did last time with the static, except this time we're doing it with the animation. So we're gonna go back over here, go to text, and I'm just gonna use the glow effect again. It's free to use. And if we want, we're going to call this again, starting soon. I'm gonna resize it real quick so it doesn't go off the screen. There we go. We're gonna stretch this out right here. Click the box off of it so then you can resize it. Gonna make this 144 font size. I'll use the Legion Spartan. Stretch it out again. Change the color over here to black. Go to effects. Let it pop out a little bit. And just like that, we are done. We can make it bigger, smaller, and I love Canva because we can also orientate it towards the screen. So if you want to make sure that it's absolutely in the center, Canva's already taken care of that when it comes to positioning, whatever you want to add. Could be graphics, could be text, could be background, and however you size it, you can match that size with another one. So now that we have this, all we have to do is go over to the top left corner, click File, go to Download. It's going to be an MP4 file. Again, you can click the drop down if you want to make it into another format, but we want to make this for OBS. We want it MP4. You can adjust the quality if you do have the Pro version, but with the standard version, it will just be 1080p, which is perfectly fine. And then we're going to click Download. So now that we have it downloaded, we're going to head back over into OBS. We're going to go to our sources, click Add Source, go over to Media Source, and we are going to name this Animated Background. And then I always like to put it, what kind of file it is. It's an MP4 file. Click OK. And we're going to click Browse. It's going to be in my downloads, and it's going to be the starting soon MP4 file at 20 seconds. So all we got to do is click on that. We do want it to loop, so it always restarts. Then it says restart playback when source becomes active. We do want that. Show nothing when playback ends. It's on loop, so that's perfectly fine. It'll still loop it. And another thing, this is going to save us resources, is close file when inactive. Basically what that means is while like the scene is active, it'll show. But then when you're on another scene, let's say we're doing just chatting or we're gaming, that means it's not playing that MP4 file in the background of OBS, which is going to utilize more resources. So yeah, that's good. That's what we want to do. So we're going to go ahead and click on this. Speed is to adjust how fast you want the file and video to go. Color range, we're going to keep that on auto unless you want to make it limited or full. If you don't know what these bottom sections mean, you know, maybe we can talk about it in another video. Comment down below. So we're going to go ahead and click OK. And now we have our very own animated starting soon background. Yes, we did it. That's it. It's as simple as that. Utilizing Canva, we have made it. All right. So if you like anything you see, by the way, comment down below and slap that subscribe button, hit that like button. It really does help out a lot, and hit that notification bell so you know exactly when I'm releasing a video. I am trying to do this every other week, so we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna start like uploading them on Fridays instead of Thursdays. I know in my past videos I said Thursdays, so it's going to be editing on Thursday, then uploading on Fridays. So that's when you'll see my YouTube videos. I also stream on Twitch, by the way, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. The link to that will be in the description down below. So now that we got our starting soon, we have we have our static version, and then we have our animated style. So now that we have both of these rocking and rolling, now we're going to create our just chatting. So all we got to do, go to the plus sign over here. We're going to add another scene. Just like in the name, we're just going to call it us just chatting, just hanging out. Then all we got to do is go back to Canva, and now we're going to go back to the static. So you always want to make sure that, you have another tab open, and you want to make sure it says either, if you're working on videos, you want it to say video, we want to go back to the static version, so that's what we're going to do. All I'm going to do is just delete these real quick, because if you go back to your home version, it does save your projects, which is another fantastic thing that Canva has decided to do, and I absolutely love it. So anytime that you are working on a project and you download it and you want to change something up in the future, you can always come back to it in your projects. So now that we have our starting soon static and animated version, let's do the same with just chatting. So we're going to go over here, click on elements on the left hand side, and I'm just going to stick with something that doesn't really like do too much. Make sure we click our filters. We just want the free version, apply the filters, and if I want to stick with the same theme, I can easily just do that. But instead of adding any words to it, I just want the image itself. And I'll show you why here in just a second. But before we continue on, if you wanted to do something a little bit extra and you wanted to have your chat over here and then maybe have your webcam over here in a frame, if you go over to click on elements again, and we can actually type in the word frame. They do have a variety of frames that we can actually look at. I prefer to go to graphics, so if you see all with that, we already, go ahead, go back to the filter, apply that. We can actually make our own custom frames. So if you ever wanted a border like this for your camera, you could crop it out like that. There's other ways to do this. Again, I could do videos on like how to, implement plugins and how you can get rounded corner cameras or a circular. I could do all that if you want me to. Just comment down below. But for the purpose of this video, we're just going to stick with something, pretty neat. I'm actually going to utilize this one. Probably change the color. I don't know. Maybe I'll make it. Yeah, why not? Make it this. So we're going to let this is going to be our chat. All right. Now, let's say we wanted to crop this. So if I wanted to crop it in any way, shape, or form, I could take off some, I could lower it. That's how you use your cropping tool. You can click on edit image. You can actually go over here. You can change the style. You can make it radiate. You can do all sorts of things with Canva. But for now, that's just how we're going to have our chat. I want it in this little bubble. I think this would be very clean. It's very nice. Why not? Rock with it. Now, let's say we wanted to use this exact same one. All I'd have to do is right click. I can actually duplicate this, bring this over. But my webcam, since it's sideways, I can either rotate it like such, or you have flip horizontal and flip vertical if you want to do it that way as well. So let's say like this is going to be my camera. And again, the other thing to realize is that you will have to probably go back and forth between Canva and your OBS to see the size on like what you want, So like, let's say if I wanted chat, I didn't really, want it to pop up, but like just a little text bubble over there. Can line it up, put my camera in here. Now all I have to do is go to the top left, download. Boom, done. PNG version already set to go. So we could go ahead and go back into OBS. Again, go to our sources, go to image. We'll call this one just chatting static. So this will be our static image. Go to browse. And then you can already see right here there's a 1 symbol because I'm utilizing the same one instead of making another project. That's the one we're going to be using. Boom. Done. Simple as that. So if I wanted to add my camera in, again, same thing. Click on this. I can go to video capture device. We'll call this my C922 webcam. Click the drop down, C922, all set and ready to go. I could change, the resolution, if I wanted it to be 1920 by 1080. All of this stuff I can cover in another video, so I'm not really going to focus on that in today's video, but all I gotta do is just crop this down. And like I said, the only thing that I would recommend is like doing your webcam separate than your background. So have 2 separate images would probably be the best way to do it. That's how I would do it. That way you can adjust it, because if we try to adjust it with our canvas, it's not gonna work. So definitely keep that in mind. You know, like I said, like, I just wanted to throw something together, let you know how we can do this. You know, if I really wanted to, I could go back into Canva and I could completely just get rid of the background. I could put this in the center, file, download, PNG, it downloads real quick, go over back to our OBS, and then I could, you know, I could crop everything out, you know, I could get rid of this. I mean, it's so many things that you can do with this. It's absolutely insane, right? So like if I wanted to add another image and like I just wanted to call this one webcam border. Go to browse, gonna be number 2. Gonna have that little white background, but now we'll be able to adjust on however we want to. So I could crop this out by holding Alt on my keyboard. Crop that out. That white centerpiece won't be there because we don't have to worry about it, because that's where I'm going to be putting my camera. So all I got to do is just put this over here, bring this back around, and then bada bing, bada boom. Make sure to change this around on my sources, and then let the cropping begin. That's it. And then I just fit myself in the box however I see fit. Like I said, that's like the gist of it. You know, if you wanted the border to be over the webcam, you would have to get it as a transparent PNG. And as I said before, that is only with the paid version. So like I said, it could be just chatting just like that. I mean, if we really wanted, like, you know, I could just fill it out like this. You know, like I could crop down my camera. There's so many different ways you can customize it. I'll let you do however you want. You know, we're not gonna spend too much time like when it comes to the cropping and everything else. This is more so to show you what you're able to do with Canva. All right, so now that we've done that, we got our static image. You know, we can have chat over there. Cool, this is our just chatting. Now we're gonna go back into Canva, and now we're going to do our animated style. So once we open this back up, make sure we're on our video tab. We're just gonna go ahead, and what I'm gonna do for this one is I'm gonna get rid of the starting soon. And I actually already downloaded just the smoke, because I wanna keep that one in essence with how we have our starting soon with it. I wanna keep that same kind of theme. So all we gotta do is go down here, click media source. We're gonna call this just chatting background.mp4. That way I know it's a video file. Click loop, click browse, and then we're going to make sure it's in our downloads. Click on untitled, that's the one it is. Close file when inactive, click OK. So now we have this, put our camera above it. Then we can adjust our camera however we want. And then that's basically all there is to it. You know, like if I wanted my full camera, because I am, you know, I just want to show my PC or however, I can center it up with the alignment and with OBS. Now it's centered. We have it just chatting. We did it. Huzzah! You did it. Nice. Cool. Awesome. So that's our just chatting. All right. Kind of like speed running this. Are you keeping up? I hope so. Like, I'm trying to break this down as much as I can, but I'm also trying to show how many tools you can utilize with this website. So now that we have our just chatting, now on to the game portion. So just like anything else, we're gonna go down and add our game capture. So we're gonna do the same thing as before. We're just gonna go over here, press the plus sign, and we're going to rename this game scene. All right, now we're a bunch of gamers. So now that we got that, this one, pretty simple. I'm just gonna go ahead, click video capture device. I'm gonna add what I already have. Gonna scale this down a little bit. Gonna crop out the extra. Put me about right here. Seems about a good time. And the gaming scene, I mean, like, the only thing I'll say, again, with the frame, like, I'll go back to images and I'll just use the webcam border that we made before. And like I said, if you want, you know, you can find a transparent, you can even make it with Photoshop, you know, and then upload it to Canvas. You know, it's whatever you already have pre-created. So I'm going to put this below hand, so then that way I could just stretch this however I'd like. Can move my camera around if I need to, kind of put me in the center of the box. And then I can get the box to literally just surround wherever I want for my camera. And just like that, we have a border. Like I said, you know, there's other cleaner designs, like there's the white on the edge and everything. I'm not gonna nitpick it, but it shows you like what you're able to do. And then when it comes to adding a game capture, just like you would anything else, go down to where sources are at. You're gonna click on game capture. We'll call this one stream game capture, or whatever game you're trying to capture. Click on mode. We want a specific window because we do want it specifically for Stardew Valley. That's what I have opened. You can have like, you know, everything else like going through here. I'll go through this through another video if you'd like. I don't like capturing third-party overlays such as Steam. That's more so with like Dixper and other things you could utilize, all right? Put the game capture all the way at the bottom. Whatever's at the bottom is the background, and boom, we did it. Now we have a gaming scene. All right, so we got a starting soon, just chatting, gaming scene, and then we got 2 more scenes to go through. So again, I'm going to try to go as quick as I possibly can, but efficiently as well. So now that we have our game scene, all we got to do is go to our Be Right Back, which means we have to create a static and animated version for that as well. So if we go over to the bottom left, same as the last couple of times, we're gonna call this Be Right Back, create the scene, and then we're gonna dive back into Canva, and we are going to start with the static one, and then we will move over to an animated one. Same thing as before, all we gotta do is go to elements, static, you know, I'm just gonna use the same as I've been using. We're gonna use a blank canvas right here. Stretch it out, click over on the left hand side, click on glow, resize once more, call this Be Right Back. Stretch this out a little bit, keep it the same font size as the other ones, change the color over to black so it pops out a little bit, change it to League Spartan. We can stretch this out a little bit if we want, or bring it in. Then we're going to go to effects, slide the slider all the way to the right, and just like that, you have now made a Be Right Back static style. Same thing as before, click on file, download, boom, you are all set to go. You've just created a Be Right Back scene. That's simple, takes like no time at all. Go back to OBS, click the add, click on image, call this Be Right Back static.img for image. Browse. It's going to be our 3rd one. Sorry about that. And then that's it. And if you're wondering why my files are all saying starting soon, it's because I'm not creating a new project. It's all done under the same one. So now we have a Be Right Back scene for static. Same thing as before. All right, we're gonna create an animated one. So go back to Canva, make sure we are on the video one. Again, go to your home screen, just make sure you click on video, and then it'll bring up this right here. Get rid of the old one, all right, our elements, and we can go over to see all, do the same thing, make sure we have our filters for animated and free, apply them, scroll down till we find our black smoke image once again, stretch it out to the outer bounds, drop it down at the very bottom, or like I said before, we can set video as background, just right clicking, and then go over to text, do the exact same thing, click on glow, keep it the same style, Be Right Back, stretch this out. We're going to go ahead, change this over to League Spartan, change the font size over to 144, color, black, effects, maximum effort. And just like that, we have created an animated style one. Go to file, same thing as before, go to download, boom. And I know like it seems very repetitive on what I'm doing in this video, but this is like for anyone that wants to go a little bit above and beyond, you know, when it comes to creating their scenes, instead of just going on the web, maybe downloading a PNG file just randomly off of like Google or whatever search engine you use. With this, it gives you more uniqueness to your channel, to your theme, and what you're trying to like really have in the back. I think the best thing about content creating is making nothing into something. A blank canvas into whatever your imagination wants to go to, and whatever place it takes you to. Maybe it takes you off to Never Ever Land, you know, it'd be like Peter Pan. I don't know, I'll always be a child at heart. Probably, no idea. But anyways, back to the video. Now we have our animation downloaded, same thing as before. Repeat, same process. Animated, actually I'll just say be right back animated .mp4. Click on browse, and then this is going to be starting soon 1. We want this to loop, we want it to close file when inactive, and now we have our be right back animated version. So again, animated does utilize more sources. If you have that problem, try this method. If that doesn't work and your stream still seems choppy, then, you know, after adjusting settings in your OBS and it's still not working, just stick with static until you can upgrade. There's no shame in it whatsoever. So now that we've done all that, the last scene we're going to create is stream ending. Again, same process as before. Repeat every single thing. All right. Cool thing about it, all I gotta do is just change the text up. Stream ending. All right. And then all we gotta do, file, download. That's it. You can literally go back to your project you was working on, and if you want it exactly where it's at and everything else, it's there. Go back to OBS, add the source. This is an image source. Be right back. Or sorry. Stream ending. Brain had moment. Go to browse. This is going to be number 4. And then click OK. Boom. Now we have a static version of our stream ending. Done and done. Go back, do the same thing, exact same thing with the animated version. So again, this is me just switching between 2 different tabs. One's a video, as you can see at the bottom, and one is just a static image. Just so nobody gets confused. So change this back to stream ending. Go over here, click file, click download. So, just like before, we're going to go ahead, click on add, click on media source. We're going to call this one stream ending.mp4. We'll go ahead and click browse. And then we'll go ahead, click on starting soon 2 project that I was working on. We want to loop, close file when inactive. And now we have our stream ending animated version as well as the static version. Just like that, it's all done. You go through all your starting soons. It's all said. That's simple. You got your starting soon, you got your just chatting. We had our game scene. We got our be right back. We got the animated version. We also have the static version for that. And we also have our stream ending. So that's basically all there is to it. If you want to know more about Canva, let me know in the comments down below. If there's something I didn't go over, if I could have went over something a little bit better, please ask. It's the best way for me to, you know, talk to y'all and make sure that what I'm doing is helping you in one way, shape, or another. But that's the link. So all the links I've talked about in this video will be in the description down below. Thank you all again for your time. I really do appreciate you. Make sure you be kind and courteous to one another, and go ahead and click on my other video right here. It's gonna be like over here, and if you want to subscribe, there'll be a little bit thingy down here. So yeah, go do those things and have a fantastic day, night, happy time zones all around. As always, tell